Thank God
It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Today is Friday, August 25th, and I'm so excited. Was that disco music I just played? It was. That was a disco song, and that becomes relevant later on when I make an announcement. Oh, fuck it. Let's just talk about it now. So yesterday we had a wonderful music presentation, and I was challenged or invited, whatever you want to call it, to do two presentations in October, one about disco music and the other one about country music. And I love disco music. What can I say? I was a disco baby when I was younger. And as far as country music, I don't dislike it. I simply don't know it. So it'll be a fun challenge to put together a music appreciation presentation about a type of music that I've never really spent any time getting myself familiar with. But that's basically that. Let's go back to you. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you here, particularly if you're watching live for the first time. You may want to let us know by writing the word new, and that way we can give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if there is something on your mind that is truly, truly important that you wish to share with everyone, just add a capital letter Q to your comment. By the way, then just briefly back to the disco thing. I'm so grateful that my dear friend Alexis, who runs the Joint Co-working Hotels adult education division, which is called Grow by Joint, he's back from vacation and he's so good to me. He's so detailed and pays attention to everything. And I've already asked for dates for the October presentations, and he got back to me in less than 5 minutes. So I'm excited about that. Today, we have some interesting news. Country music was described to me as a white man's blues. Well, I can't agree or disagree with you, Chris, because I'm just going to get my feet wet. From the start, I know a few country music artists. I know a few country music songs, but that's basically it. So it'll be a lot of fun to spend about a month getting ready to bathe myself in all this music that is very, very new to me. But back to today. Today, we're going to talk about Costco again. And we're going to do that only because apparently it has become part of the national conversation. And we have other news items to share for today. So we might as well get started with those. Let me set them up on my screen. And yes, sometimes I wonder if people really are debating about something nationwide, or if the media outlets just love to exaggerate things and have nothing else to do. And I know that doesn't only happen in Mexico. I'm just saying. But I'm inclined to think that it's the news news outlets that just want to exaggerate everything. Of course, we're talking about Costco's decision to limit the number of cakes and pies you can purchase on any given visit to prevent resellers from doing their thing. Such an important thing going on here. Some people were grumbling, arguing that this is against the law, while others were grateful to finally be able to find cakes at any given store when they get there. The funny thing about this is, number one, so far this is only happening at a store near Mexico City and one in Guadalajara, to the best of my knowledge. And the corporation has yet to issue an official policy change or statement of any kind. But the most important thing here, according to Mexico's federal consumer protection laws, which has gotten in the conversation, as long as signs such as this one is posted, the store is not breaking any laws. Are you all worked up about this? Me neither. There's plenty of cake to go around here in Puerto Vallarta. I'm barely worked up enough to include it in today's broadcast, but that's basically it. Moving right along, our friends at Tribuna de la Bahía offer a friendly reminder / complainer about the fact that the Pitillal riverside pathway is still lacking illumination or lighting, making it a less than ideal option to walk, exercise, or commute in the evening. And it is unkept, and there is trash everywhere. Just a few days ago, somebody was asking, does the mayor care about these things? And unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that one. But I'll have an interesting trash-related announcement to make in a little while. But first, let's talk about the other train, shall we? Much has been said about the Maya train connecting several states in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula and expected to begin operating in December of this year. Then there's the new commuter train from Mexico City to Toluca, which is also expected to be ready shortly thereafter. But what about the interoceanic train? This one is coming along and is expected to connect the Gulf of Mexico from Coatzacoalcos in the state of Veracruz, which is located up here in the Gulf of Mexico, and go all the way to the Pacific at Salina Cruz in the state of Oaxaca. The distance of the route is only 300 kilometers, but when completed, this vital link between the two oceans will serve as a major solution for the country's freight transportation demands, optimizing commerce, and creating new opportunities for those that live along the route. Now, the completion date for this one is still unclear, just as it is unclear whether the train will be used for passengers as well or only freight. But it's a very interesting proposition. It does have to go through both of Mexico's Sierra Madre mountain systems, so there's a lot of altitude to be dealt with, and there's a lot of dealing with construction and whatnot, but everything seems to indicate that this project is moving right along. Again, we don't know when it will be ready and whether we'll be able to hop a ride or not, but I think it is very, very interesting. Now, speaking of interesting, let's take a look at what the weather has in store for us for today. See, I fucking told you, rain stopping in 13 minutes, says snarky weather. Of course, it's not raining here in Puerto Vallarta, unfortunately. Right now, we are enjoying 30 degrees, 73% humidity, and 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Our weather forecast for today says rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 46%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Saturday, we will enjoy mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 24. Did I say chance of rain? No, I didn't. There's an 85% chance of rain for tomorrow. And on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 82%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. And while I'm giving you the news, I just had a brilliant idea that has to do with my weekend, and I am going to share this now because I'm bound to forget if I don't do it right away. Um, and this has to do with my friend Jorge. My dear friend Jorge lives in Tepic. He is a carpenter, and he is and his boyfriend are very busy in the business of making furniture and things like that. But Jorge's partner is also a big fan of breeding birds and watching birds and whatnot. So that they've started a cottage business up in Tepic, making wooden tree houses. I mean, not tree houses, bird houses made out of wood, different sizes. Um, so I'm excited because they're going to come on Saturday, spend the night with me because I commissioned a birdhouse as a gift for dear friends that live in the mountains. So they're going to deliver the birdhouse, and halfway through the weather forecast, I thought to myself, well, maybe there are other people in the cluster that might be interested in learning more about these birdhouses or would like to buy one. And I figured, well, I wouldn't mind being the distributor if that was the case or something to that effect. So if you would like to find out more about these birdhouses, just write the word birdhouse in your comment, and I will keep that in mind. Of course, I don't even have a place to put a birdhouse myself, but what do I know? Maybe you do. Maybe you want to attract a few birds to your terrace and whatnot. So if this is something you would like to learn more about, they're not at all expensive and they're beautiful. I've seen the catalog. So all you have to do is write birdhouse and we will make the proper connections. Moving right along, as I was mentioning earlier, I was so grateful for the nice friends that turned out to yesterday's music presentation on Goodbye Songs for Every Occasion. I've already told you about what's coming next, but I do want to say that given the fact that we are in August and September is right around the corner, and these are considered traditionally, unfortunately, two of the slowest months in the year for Puerto Vallarta, I just want to say thank you to the 10 or 12 people or more sometimes that have been coming to my presentations on a regular basis. It really means a lot to have this time to connect with each other through music. I know that other performances and concerts and film screenings are not as successful in the summer months, but hey, I'm going to count my blessings. And if you're not doing so good with the promotion of your other events, maybe you want to attend my Tuesday presentation on how to be more successful presenting your things, which is really important for everyone. Moving right along, you can call me lame if you want. There are a lot of things I get excited about when I get up in the morning. The first one is Luna, my kitty cat, and the second one is the coffee that I'm about to make. Do I get excited about the fact that there are 3 ginormous plastic pink flamingos in gallerias next to which you can take awesome selfies to upload to social networks? Nope, it's not my cup of tea. But hey, power to you if it is your cup of tea in case you have an errand to run there, or maybe pink flamingos are your thing. The shopping mall has announced that they will continue to be on display until the end of the month, and they go bye-bye on August 31st. Hashtag to each their own. And I received a very nice heads up from a viewer about an environmental fair that will take place tomorrow at Hotel Rosita from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is organized by a collective called Líderes de Vallarta, or Vallarta Leaders. I'm going to quote from the information that was kindly sent to me. It says here, we are a group who are trying to clean up the garbage in Puerto Vallarta and to educate both locals and tourists about the importance of not tossing garbage on the streets, rivers, canals, or beaches. We're having this 3R environmental fair, and I forget what the 3 R's were. It was recycle, repurpose, and I forget what the other one was. Give me 1 second, please. Thank you. I needed to clear my throat. Anyhow, it's reducing, recycling, and reusing products. Those are the 3 R's. Here's a quick blurb about the fair. We invite you to come to the lobby of Hotel Rosita for the 3 R's Environmental Fair this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The objective is to learn and teach everything related to how can we contribute our grain of sand to the conservation and protection of the environment. Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to leave you with information about this event. And even if you cannot attend tomorrow, if the environment is your cup of tea, I will share the Facebook group. Remember that sometimes getting involved with like-minded organizations here in town is a great way to build your own community, to make new friends, and to make, fulfilling connections. And let's see, we are going to wrap today with a moron. A moron. Yes, I said moron. A truly ignorant person that should be put in jail. I can't believe this person is still walking around. But a truly ignorant person, this has nothing to do with Puerto Vallarta, but a truly ignorant person decided in Argentina to take a baby dolphin out of the water for petting and for photos. Now, dolphins are aquatic mammals. They live in the water. You take them out of the water, then they cannot breathe. As such, the baby dolphin died. And it was not just an ordinary dolphin. It was a so-called Franciscana dolphin, of which there's only 30,000 remaining in the wild and is categorized as vulnerable on the International Union for Conservation of Nature's red list of threatened species. It was left in the sand. Like, all these morons took time to photograph themselves with a dolphin, and then they just left it in the sand. Nobody took the time or the effort to try to return the creature to the water. Needless to say, the reaction to this has been absolutely furious. For me, just to think that there is a dude out somewhere in the planet that held a dolphin for see, I cannot even talk about this. It makes me so upset. But I just needed to share this. This came from the Washington Post. I mean, leave the creatures alone. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry to get ranty, but this really gets to me. And that's what we have for today. Let us take a quick look at what you bring to the table, aside from your wonderful good mornings, which I very much appreciate. Let's see. Pim, 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 pim. Ooh, Pat is on the way. Hey, Pat, I know that the closer you get to Puerto Vallarta, the happier you will feel. I am looking forward to your return. That's wonderful. Let's see what we have other than a lot of schwitz. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Uh-oh. Yesterday we featured that mosquito, and Luisa still has a mosquito song in her head. I don't even want to share it because it will remain in my head as well. We already acknowledged that cue. Thank you very much. Boom, boom, boom. Ben is responsible for the disco suggestion, and I'm happy to oblige. Last evening, after Paco's fabulous presentation, I thought that I would try out the El Bodegón de Pasta, and it was every bit excelente. The two owners were so grateful when I told them that Paco highly recommends their restaurant. Oh, that's wonderful, Ben. You know, last night I decided not to go to El Bodegón de Pasta, but I'm so glad that you did. And we have a message from Christopher. New Chris and Donnie here. We just moved here from CA. Is that California or Canada? I'm not sure. And are now in Versailles. We are taking advantage of all the great references that you have been mentioning and have mentioned to the businesses that we came to their place because of you. Thank you so much, Christopher. First of all, welcome to Puerto Vallarta. Welcome to the cluster. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. And thank you so much for mentioning my name when you go out and about. It does not do much for my ego because I just don't let it. It's not about that. For me, it's about creating the connections and letting people know that we are a trustworthy source for good references and connection. That's the part that is important to me, and I'm deeply grateful for your mentions. Thank you so very much. Um, let's see what else we have. Da, 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 da. Birdhouse, 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 birdhouse. Oh, I love it. Well, when my friends get here tomorrow, another birdhouse. When my friends get here tomorrow, I will mention this to them, and because they don't speak English, so I will be so happy to be the Luna, help me. Intermediary. Am I making up that word? It works in Spanish. Intermediario. The in-between, the go-between. I'll be happy to be the go-between. Let's see. Oh, and then your comments about the man. Yes. Oh, oh my goodness. I am so grateful to see you get as worked up as I was. Just imagine that a dolphin came and fetched us and took us underwater just to have all the other dolphins take selfies of us when we cannot breathe underwater, and just left us to anyhow, I'm not gonna let this ruin my day. I'm gonna go to the movies. Yes. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for exposing this despicable behavior. Sadly happens. You know what's to me the saddest part, Happy Wren, about the dolphin incident is that I don't think that many people go out of their way to be mean. Well, there are some clearly mean people out in the planet, but I am willing to bet that a lot of people on that beach were simply uneducated, or I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I say this not very proudly, knowing that there is a lot of ignorance in my own country, in Mexico. I can say that. I'm Mexican. And some of us are really ignorant. So, and I know that because I hear people making very ignorant statements around me about sea turtles, for example. So a part of me wants to remain patient and understanding and empathetic, but a part of me just gets all worked up. But again, this is not how I want to end our broadcast for today. I want to end our broadcast for today thinking about how important it is that before we get all enraged about something, that we take the time to think about the context. The whole thing is very sad. The best thing that we can do is be mindful of our environment and each other. So to me, it was just wonderful that on a day like today, we learned about an environmental fair going on in Puerto Vallarta. Let's get involved if we can, and let's, of course, try to contribute in the way in which we can to make our surrounding a little better. This is my 2 cents and my wish for us for this morning. Thank you very much for joining me today. I very much appreciate it, just like I appreciate it every single day. Tomorrow, we will be back with our final broadcast of the week, and with more news and more headlines and more stories. So between now and then, stay happy, stay kind, and stay in touch. Have a good one.